this particular week, I'm pretty much sure for the sports lovers.
Yes.
We also the Eliud Kipchoge interview that was conducted by Celestine. And there is one thing that caught my attention. In as much as we talked the way we talked on social media, do you guys know that there are some people who still afforded to mock Eliud? Because
first explain
about
to those guys who
about the interview itself. The interview was actually about the online abuse that Eliud Kipchoge got.
Yes.
The moment that was Kiptum actually died in a plane in a road accident. That was just after clinching the Chicago Marathon, breaking Kipchoge's record. So there were claims on social media that Eliud was the one who murdered Kiptum. And guys were tweeting all over, guys were talking about all sorts of things.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy theories were going round left, right and center. And Kipchoge spoke for the first time in a long time after that incident happened. And he broke down into tears when he was doing that particular interview, because he said at that point in time he felt like his family was also being threatened. They had to go to an extent of withdrawing their children, not withdrawing, but actually monitoring their children, monitoring his children in the school that they used to go. So there were a lot that I drew out of that specific interview. And gentlemen,
unajua I said from the onset in so many shows that I was in after Kiptum death, there was so many hearsay. Kenyans were talking left, right and center, but Kenyans are forgetting that Kipchoge is one of the best athletes that we have here in Kenya. Kipchoge ndio athlete ameinua flag yetu high in so many events, and is one of the guys who is being who anakuwa respected worldwide, not even here in Kenya. And I said it here, I don't know if it was last week ama the other week. I say Kipchoge he was affected with what people were saying online, and mentally the guy was not ready. Actually, I was talking that thing after
Tokyo. That is the Tokyo Marathon.
Nikasema mentally the guy is not ready, but I think now that we're going for the Olympics, the guy is ready, because ukiona mtu anaanza kuongelea zile vitu kwa nasema na alikuwa amenyamaza, inamaanisha anaanza kuheal. First thing first, unafaa kwanza you talk about it.
Letting it all out.
Let it out.
All out. And you have started healing. You know. So hata niko na hopes now that Kipchoge, when it comes to Olympics in Paris, niko na hopes the guy is going to win, and I think after there the guy is going to retire.
But what I can say first of all, and this is something that shocked me even at the time, and I spoke about it, but I'll speak about it again. Whether it's Eliud or whoever it is, accusing somebody of murder is a very, very grave accusation.
Very, very.
But also in terms of reputation, this is huge defamation. Hiyo ni kusema you're calling this somebody who was taken alive. But then also you also now look at the circumstances under which Kiptum died, and you start even questioning. So how are you even connecting Eliud to this?
Okay, you know, Steve,
like people, it made me feel like as Kenyans we have such a defeatist mentality in which mtu akifanya kitu, let's say me and Sedo are rivals, let's say in media. If something happens to Sedo,
don't start saying Steve.
It has to be me.
Steve. You know that
has
fight,
to be me.
That fight between Eliud Kipchoge and the people online started when Kiptum died. After Kiptum died, people were expecting
him to go to the funeral
or to write what rest in peace, blah blah blah. You never know. Maybe Kipchoge called the family.
Okay, I honestly think it started the point where Kiptum broke the record, and the tweet that was brought about is that he never congratulated him at that time, but he was so quick, which was very wrong.
Untrue, because in the post-race press conference,
he said
he congratulated him,
and he didn't tweet it for the people online, but he said it during that particular
and let's be honest, Kipchoge is a professional athlete. 90% of professional athletes don't even do their own tweeting.
Exactly.
Kipchoge's team basically did not tweet but sasa kila mtu anamrushia.
Na kuna mwalimu andikwa
wana assume Kipchoge hapo ni Sedo hapa mwenye
na kuna mwalimu
I handle my Facebook.
Na kuna mwalimu andikwa ati ukikufa lazima tuseme rest in peace mwalimu.
Wana assume Kipchoge ati yako na time badala ya kutrainia marathon. Wana assume yeye ni Kasido, content creator, video producer, anaedit hadi sound, social media marketing. Hapana, Sedo anafanya hizo vitu zote kwa sababu hana do
Pesa.
na kuna time
by the way anakwaga idol sana, you need to check that, but anyway. But aside from that, back to the point, most professional athletes ni kama say you see an Instagram comment from Messi ama Ronaldo, maybe once in a while you can say this is Messi ama this is Ronaldo, but 90% of the time it's being handled by a corporate account.
So and also bringing the fact that Kipchoge is 39, there are some specific things, and looking at him as an individual, you can easily tell that there are some social media wise there is something he can do and there is something
acha nikwambie, do you know when he started running? He started running matu 1 to 2. This a guy was winning cross country in 2003. 2003 Facebook was not invented yet. It was a year from being invented by university students in Harvard.
It had to be university students.
Twitter was like 4 years from being invented. So you want this guy to go there and you know act all
and tweet for you.
The thing is, I feel like as I said, it's a defeatist mentality in which,
but I think
we look for mistakes, or rather we want to attribute things to people. Okay, this person is my rival. You might not even be enemies, you're just rivals. It has to be him.
Yeah, and also just to bring to your attention, because speaking of which, Steve was speaking about me being idol. There is the tweet that I got on X. Enye ilileta hii shida yote. I was even wondering why people are on my neck concerning that particular tweet. And I was clear, and if I'm here to demystify about it, I'd clearly say that I take the two offenses as online abuse, and that was what I was against.
Because Eliud pia wewe.
Sio mimi ndio walini abuse online. Bana mimi. I'm just trying to justify.
No,
I'm trying to say
utakonyu nikoshoa na kuheshimu sana.
No, I'm just trying to say I'm trying to say that the tweet that I put up, because most of the guys, it's like they didn't understand the kind of statement that I was saying, because I wasn't against pitch side banter. Pitch side banter can never and will never be controlled. But of course, my main point was, why take it to the social media? And now this one for Eliud, it was online abuse that led to this particular one. My point was not based on the murder. My point was based on online abuse
and its effects.
Yes,
that is something, by the way. Let me tell you, the thing is, at least you know where ulikana msimamo yako, because you said what you said, and it was right, and you stood by it. But the reality is, I feel like the fact that we're having this conversation is good, because people don't see it as a problem. So we need to say it's a problem. Ndio watu waseme it's not a problem, ndio tupatane katikati. Because some of the people who vilified you, they might have gone home and re-looked at those tweets and thought, okay, maybe this guy had a point. You know, it's always nothing until it happens to you.
Until it comes close to you.
Mimi hata let me venye watu usemaga, let me be vulnerable. No, but there's a time when I just started in my sports broadcasting career. I think close to a decade ago, I was set to make an appearance on TV, and I did it, and I had a very good appearance. Then you know how you know when you're sharing a poster on a public page, people comment. So most of the comments were good, but there's someone who just posted there, this boy is too fat for TV.
So now Dantoz has come to life.
A few years down the line, say with the experience I have, kitukayo na yona tuna. But at that time, Nico, like,
I need to
what if my employer sees this?
How fat I am.
Nimeamka the next day, nimeingia job hata mapema, na my former employer at the time, someone who hadi leo I have a lot of respect for, had been in the industry for decades. Nikamchapia hiyo story, and I was actually scared. because ni mtu pia alikuwa na make jokes kwa ofisi anasema wewe ni mnaona nini na nini. Anambia sasa hizi vitu acha nikuambie, acha nikufungulie inbox yangu. Alifungulia inbox yake hivyo, I was seeing even death threats. Na sasa hiyo ni mtu tu anaongelea mpira. Ati Arsenal will win. Wewe tutakuja tukuchape huko pale unaishi, niko like
unajua
Arsenal
baka
hadi akaniambia heri wewe ni mnono, hata ukivaa trouser oversize hakuna mtu atajua. Sisi tuko hapa unapata mzee hadi anasema hata najua pale mtoto wako anasoma. Like what? Over football banter. So I feel like we need to have that discussion, and I'm happy we are having this discussion in this station. I'm hoping we can have it as a national discussion on this online abuse,
because it's clearly trouble. It's causing chaos left, right and center.
Lakini unajua online abuse pia ndio ilifanya mpaka Manchester defender wa Jones
Jama injuries and everything.
I think, and then the professional wakamwambia tu just stay away from online.
And just to wrap it up, I'd say, because also the conversation and the point of when this came up, I really saw a lot of feedback, people speaking of players should be mentally prepared in terms of that. Let me tell you one thing, it's written nowhere, it's not cast on stone that a player should be mentally prepared for online bullying. But it's just up to, it's good manners. I know, Steve, where you're heading to, but it's just good manners.
Where I'm heading to is where you're heading to. We are agreeing. I'm saying they should be mentally prepared, but I'm also saying they shouldn't have to be. So why should a player anze kujitrain na avoid social media because you have bad manners?
Thank you. So we really need this thing online.
Telling them to be mentally.
Kinsley is our able producer. We really need what telling them to be
telling the player be mentally prepared for online abuse. Okay, criticism is okay. A bit of banter is okay. Telling a player be mentally prepared for online abuse is like telling them be mentally prepared for me misbehaving. Be mentally prepared for my own bad
decisions and
behavior. Me this many players online. Sometimes I think I've even gone out of line. Some even the Kenyan ones, some of them inbox me na immediately me realize nimehatu mtu, I've crossed a line. You know, sometimes you don't know you've crossed a line. Namwambia, hey bro, that was never the intention. If you want me to delete, I'll delete. If you want me to do a formal apology,
I will do a formal apology.
Because the reality is,
but Steve,
nobody deserves that type of work environment.
But what do you as a professional athlete, let me just put it like that. As a professional athlete, I think one of the first thing ama unafaa kujua ni we have social media, and aksikile mtu atakupenda. People will just talk. So mentally lazima kuprepare. Mentally we need to not tunafaa tuweke our athletes wetu wakijua. Wakijua mentally not everybody is going to have.
I agree with that 100%. But nasema pia watu wa behave. Simple.
So let's take this short one, and when we'll be back, I'll be telling you more and more in regards to the question of the day, and also this specific topic that has got us heated today on set. Don't go anywhere.
Pearl Radio, the home of fresh and classic hits.